Hey guys, I'm IzDaisho and I'm here bringing you some Hearthstone, and today we're going to be talking about a constructed deck. I don't usually do constructed videos, but I play a fair bit of constructed, and this is one that I've been having moderate success with. It is not a deck that I created or thought of. It's one that I saw my opponent playing and then I kind of reverse engineered it, so it's got my own little twist to it, but definitely not my original idea. And then since then it's been posted online like 1,000 times, so I feel a little bit bad about uploading it, but my record with it is now like 10-4, I think. So it was better at one point. It was like 7-1 or something, but either way, 10-4 is not bad. 71% win percentage, and it's pretty matchup dependent. I guess it's not as matchup dependent as another deck that I was going to show you, which was the Shadow Step Rogue, but that one is, I don't know, maybe I'll show it at a different time. But anyway, two of my losses came against the mirror, so not really much to do about that. It's just kind of card choices that may have helped them out. Mine is not the exact list that other people are running. They're running more 1-drops. I'm just running upgrade, and that could be a mistake, especially considering if you have the coin, then, or if you don't have the coin, then you can't do anything on turn 1 ever, pretty much. But anyway, I included one upgrade. It's not an amazing card, but occasionally it can do a lot, like situationally, and I mean, it is a pretty good thing to do if your opponent plays a 1-drop, because often enough it'll just be able to kill their 1-drops. But anyway, a couple of Fiery War Axe. So I guess I should, before I go straight into the deck list, I should tell you what the point of the deck is. So basically, you're playing. This is a very aggressive deck. So you're trying to drop your weapons as like direct damage. Occasionally, you're going to take out their creatures that you need to, but for the most part, you just want to be sending these at their face. So since you have so many, it doesn't matter. You basically just want to use a weapon every turn, and you just attack them in the face, trying to send all your damage upstairs. I'm running a more medium build of creatures. A lot of people are just running Wolf Rider, Bluegill Warrior, Reckless Rocketeer, Nightblade, just only stuff that deals immediate damage. But I mean, I've got these Fairy Dragons and Knife Jugglers, and I think that it works pretty well with Warsong Commander and like Frothing Berserker. So I like that whole package of creatures, and I think that it's pretty powerful. But basically the idea of this deck is to just ignore their side of the board, attack them, and then use your weapons and your haste creatures and Mortal Strike to finish them off. So let's just jump into the games. Not really much else to talk about in terms of what the actual deck does. But yeah, I mean, I managed to get from rank 7 to rank 5 with this deck pretty easily. I got on, I think I was like 7-1, so it was 2 separate win streaks, and it worked out pretty well. I mean, jumped 2 full ranks, and I mean, when you get to 7, 6, 5, it's not that easy to win games, so it definitely did help. And it does, one of the things I do like about this deck is that it has game against control decks, since the weapons give you such so much card advantage, or not card advantage, but since they basically are haste creatures that automatically survive a turn, they're pretty good. But yeah, I don't want any of these. I want to find some 2-drops, especially since I'm on the draw. I want to be able to play a 2-drop on turns 1 and 2, but it doesn't look like I got one. Either way, this hand is actually pretty bad, because alright, so he's starting off with a Leper Gnome. I'm not even sure what to think of that. But yeah, this is actually a terrible hand. There's not really much else to say. It doesn't have any of my creatures that survive. It only has the haste creatures, so it's not at all what I want to be seeing. Alright, so Knife Juggler. If I had known that I was going to draw that, I obviously would have coined into the Fiery War Axe. That way I could have taken out these 2 and then played a Knife Juggler this turn, and that would have been really incredible. But too much of a risk, because if I don't end up drawing into a 2-drop, then I just have to armor up. Alright, so it looks like my opponent's got himself a Noble Sacrifice here, which is interesting, but I'm not really sure exactly what I should do here. Hopefully I draw a 2-drop. Core Chron Elite. Yeah, this is bad. Alright, so we're just gonna drop this Knife Juggler, and then I'm just gonna coin into an armor up, I think, because I am obviously playing another aggressive deck. My opponent is playing a lot of 1-drops and hasty stuff, But, so I'm definitely going to need the life, especially since I'm already starting down 11 because my opponent went first and he had turns 1, 2, and 3 plays to fill up his mana. And my hand is really bad for playing against another aggro deck. Fortunately, I did have something. Ooh, he's playing a third. Oh god, this is bad. He's playing a third secret, so that probably tells me that it's going to be Repentance. And I can't do anything this turn. Can't do anything productive this turn. So, this is going to be bad, because I'm going to... Oh, what? Did he not already play 2 of these? Oh, no, that's just 1. Alright, that's fine. That's pretty ideal for me, actually. And next turn I can go Knife Juggler into Wolf Rider. Hopefully pick off one of these and then finish off the other one with this thing. Or with this thing or whatever. But, ooh, Blessing of Kings. Alright, well... That's bad. I think I just need to get lucky here and hit his creature with this Arcane Golem. Oh, thank God. But even so, with me down to 7 life, even with the armor up ability, and my opponent's still at 2 cards, like it's just unlikely that he won't be able to kill me pretty easily here. Alright, so there's Silence, not really a big deal, but yeah, I mean the fact that he can just fill his board up, I don't have any like removal. His deck is not well suited to deal with this kind of situation. That being said, I do have armor up as my ability, so that's not so bad. At least that is some saving grace to this kind of situation. But my opponent's probably running whatever that card is. The one, Avenging Wrath and True Silver Champion. He didn't even play a card there. Fairy Dragon's a great draw here. And I can actually start getting in for some damage. So it looks like perhaps I might have turned the corner. We'll see. I mean, obviously I am holding a lot of damage in hand. In one turn this can be 13 damage. But unfortunately, I don't want to play either of these two. I guess I can play the Arcane Golem whenever. I wonder if he's going to actually just trade here. Okay. That is 7 more damage than I'm going to be taking here.
Reporting for duty.
But, fact is, we're still alive. Okay. So I'm going to armor up here, and I'm going to use this War Song Commander to take out his... tokens for a while now. But yeah, since he's gonna be at 10 mana anyway, I can just drop this Arcane Golem. Start getting in for some damage here. Still at 6, so outside, even an Avenging Wrath probably wouldn't kill me. Alright. So again, unfortunately I have to kill all of his creatures here. I don't really have a good way. Alright, I'm just gonna... Yeah. Maybe I'll just leave the 1/1 Divine Shield around for now. Yeah, and I think I actually can kill him next turn. Yeah, I for sure can, because this is just 11 by itself. So, pretty much no matter what I draw, it's going to be some extra damage. This would be a ridiculous comeback for this deck. Right. Wow. Okay. So, beat a Paladin aggro deck. I mean, I don't think that Paladin is the most efficient aggro deck. I think right now the Warrior one is the best aggro deck. People were playing Hunter for a while, and then they were playing, or at least I was playing Rogue. But now I think people are settling on Warrior because it just has the weapons which can provide so much more damage in the long run, whereas the Hunter was kind of like focused on getting its combos to finish with the Unleash the Hounds and Timberwolf and Leroy Jenkins and that kind of thing. And same with the Shadow Step deck. This one is just consistent. Most of the cards do the same thing. They either are hasty creatures or I don't know. There's a lot of good things going on. But it probably is. This is going to be another mirror. Being on the draw is pretty bad, and I'm actually going to, again, mulligan all 4, hoping to get a 1-drop into a 2-drop, or like 2 2s. Alright, Acidic Swamp Ooze is actually a very good card in this matchup, obviously. because both of us are going to be playing weapons. No matter what version of the deck he's playing, he's going to be playing weapons. So he's got a Leper Gnome to start out, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to coin into a Harvest Golem next turn, and hopefully pick up a 3-drop along the way, or he plays like a weapon and I can just Swamp Ooze next turn, something like that. There are definitely a lot of possibilities for me to get some advantage here. The problem is, him starting with double Leper Gnome is definitely going to hurt me in the life total department. Still going to coin out this Harvest Golem, even though I do have the Knife Juggler, which I could have just played Knife Juggler this turn, and then next turn, I don't know, maybe like coined out an Arathi Weaponsmith and finished off both of his guys.
The light protects me.
And he has got a lot of little dudes there. Alright, Wolf Rider. That's a good draw. So I can just use this to take out the Fairy Dragon. And I am taking hits, but I'm sort of playing the control deck in this deck because my opponent has 1-drops, whereas I have a lot of 2 and 3s. It's pretty bad for me. The problem is that my controlling elements are all using my life total as a resource. That is not really something you want to do. That's a weird attack. Alright, I have no problem with it. I mean, gosh. I'm going to take another 4 from this thing next turn. Down to 12 already. I mean, I have armor up, but like if my opponent rips an Arcanite Reaper, then I'm in bad shape. Well, maybe I should just play a Arathi Weaponsmith and then use that to trade. My other option is playing Knife Juggler and Heroic Strike and just taking that out. Interesting options. I think I'm actually going to try for this play. It might be significantly worse, but it does allow me to use a weapon this turn, which is nice, because I also have this Arcanite Reaper, so in the long run I am going to want to be using weapons pretty much every turn for this game. Right, that was a risk. That he just, oh okay, he's just going to hit me in the face with his Arcanite Reaper. Probably dead next turn, but that's okay. Definitely going to armor up here, and I'm gonna drop this Ooze, but it's a little bit scary. Did I not attack with this? That was dumb. I meant to attack. He's got another Arcanite Reaper. Oh god. So I don't think that there's a draw in my deck that saves me here. No. That's disappointing. Die. Alright, so I mean I just took a little bit too much damage at the beginning, but I don't think that there was another play that would have led to victory. He just happened to draw both of his Arcanite Reapers at the right time. I don't know what's taking him so long. He just wants to show me that he's got Bloodsail Raider. See, this is one of the things that I don't really like about the deck, is that it is running Bloodsail Raider, and I mean it's just such a card that's reliant on like having combos, whereas I feel like this deck doesn't need to be combo reliant to be good. But obviously that's the standard deck, so it's got to have something going for it. And just the ability to do really powerful things is also important in this kind of deck. But just the fact that Bloodsail Raider is it doesn't have charge, so you have to take a full turn to do something, makes it, I think, a lot worse than something more relevant when it hits the board. I don't know. Alright, so it looks like we got a rematch here, and we'll see how it goes. So, like, the awkward part is I don't want to be going first because my deck is bad at going first, but I also don't want my opponent to be going first. So if he gets to start out with playing a Leper Gnome before I can do anything, then that's pretty bad for me. But here it looks like I'll be able to upgrade on turn 1, which will be fine, because I mean, I think that it's the same guy who I just played, so I know exactly what deck he's playing, so I can just use this thing to start killing his creatures, so I don't take extra hits from them. I mean, I still take some damage from them, but at least I don't take extra damage. Yeah, so I'm still going to take 4 from this Leper Gnome, but I think last game I took like 6 from each of his Leper Gnomes. And since I have no other play here, I'll just armor up. And it's not ideal, but it's also not the end of the world. I mean, going back up to 28 is fine. And now I've got some plays for a while, but I'm definitely going to attack next turn, regardless of what he does here, because on turn 4 I probably want to play this Weaponsmith anyway. I probably should have attacked on turn 1 as well. So he's going to drop a 3-drop here. A Harvest Golem. Yeah, I don't really know why that deck's playing Harvest Golem. It just doesn't seem like it's a card that fits the MO of the deck. But that's alright. I meant to attack his face. That's fine. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like a card that fits with the like aggro theme of the deck, but I don't know, man. Alright, so looks like I'm just going to take out the Frothing Berserker here and then armor up. And then, yeah, I guess I'll just finish off that guy here. Probably should have just attacked him for 2, because I could always make that trade next turn, but I don't know, that's fine here. I don't know. Nobody wants to be the defensive player in this matchup, but at the same time, it does provide you with a lot of advantages. Or, I mean, and also because I don't really have any opportunity to be the aggressor in this matchup, so just because my opponent has earlier drops than me. But this is looking pretty good. I mean, the board's pretty stable. I'm only down 4 life. He is up a card. Well, that's only because he played his Weaponsmith. I'll play my Weaponsmith next turn and recoup some card advantage. And I've been armoring up every opportunity I get, and I think that's the right decision in this kind of matchup. And I ended up using the upgrade pretty efficiently. Alright, so he's just gonna start going for my face, and obviously that's the right thing to do here for him. Alright, so Fiery Warak's not too relevant here, because I've got 2 Weaponsmiths in hand, but I mean, it's also not the end of the world. And again, I just want to be armoring up every opportunity I get. Oh god. That is scary. I could definitely use a Swamp Ooze here. I wonder if he's going to actually take out my creature. I could definitely see that. Yeah. That would be really good if I didn't have a haste creature to just trade with his guy. But in this situation, I do. And like, obviously, if I were the control player, then I would be wanting to like Fiery War Axe, just kill his guy, take the damage. But in this kind of situation, can't really afford to do that. Arcanite Reaper. Interesting. I think what's going to happen, though, is Arcane Golem. Unfortunately, I have to give him an extra mana, but can't really be helped in this kind of situation. And yeah, I want to Fiery War Axe and armor up here, as opposed to just dropping the Weaponsmith. Just because I really need to, I need to armor up here, and I may as well use my mana. If I don't get to get 2 attacks out of this Fiery War Axe, or if I get to use 0, then that's fine. Whoa! That is so bad for me. I didn't even imagine that deck was playing Argent Commander. That's bad. And he's got another swing out of that. So that's 11 more damage. Oh god. Alrighty. I think I just lose. Pretty sure that there's nothing I can do. I needed to kill this Arcanite Reaper the turn it came out. So, I mean, like, a lot of people are playing this deck, and being, or like playing more oozes is probably just going to be the norm. I mean, I think I have a 1 Swamp Ooze, 1 Loot Hoarder split right now, and I should probably just change it to 2 Swamp Ooze, because Loot Hoarder is fine, but I probably also should be tossing in the 1 drop, not necessarily Leper Gnome, because while that card is okay in some situations, it's also really bad in others. So like the obvious changes here are just to take that out, as well as maybe Mortal Strike. I don't know, I don't really like Mortal Strike. Tough cuts here. I think I'm looking at like either Warsong Commander, which I do really like in the deck, or Fairy Dragon. I don't really want to get too low on 2-drops, but probably Fairy Dragon is the easiest to cut. What I like about Fairy Dragon is it gives me game against the more controlling decks, because it's a hard enough thing for them to remove. But yeah, I should be playing Argent Squire and then the other Swamp Ooze. Just to give myself a better matchup against the aggro decks, because it seems like my deck has a pretty good matchup already against the control decks, just because I can go a lot faster than them, and then this just gives me much more opportunities to beat the aggro decks. So there, I just lost another 2 to the mirror, which definitely hurts my record, but I did beat a Paladin aggro. So we're just gonna play one more game, or 2 more games, or 6 more games, or something like that. Maybe like 45 more games, and then we'll be good to go for the video. That should be a fair estimation. And yeah, of course, the next game we're not going to be paired against it, but this is a pretty good matchup regardless of what kind of Warlock my opponent's playing, because yeah, I mean, my deck's really good against both the Warlocks, against the aggro one and the control one, because against the aggro one I can easily play early defense, transition into offense after they've been drawing, and against the control one I have a ton of direct damage and they're trying to draw, and sometimes they can get out an early Mountain Giant with taunt and it's hard to beat, but most of the time I can usually just take advantage of the fact that they are helping me in my goal of killing them. Alright, but this is looking like it's going pretty well so far. Usually they draw on turns 2 and 3, so then I'll be able to take my opponent down pretty low and probably just kill him on turn 4 if I play the Arcane Golem next turn. Okay, it looks like he's gonna play like a removal spell or something, or he's trying to decide if he wants to play a removal spell or draw. Alright, so he's just gonna drop an Earthen Ring Farseer. So okay, Wolf Rider is a good draw. Actually, maybe I'm just gonna drop a Frothing Berserker here and actually kill his creature. Just because I don't think I can just go straight for the face and win this one. He only has 7 cards in hand, so he's not going to be able to drop a Mountain Giant just yet. Shadow Bolt's a pretty good one for him to have here, but that's okay. Kor'kron Elite is a great draw. He can play a pretty cheap Mountain Giant though, so maybe that was a slight error. And the problem with this deck as opposed to like Hunter is that once he gets his taunts up, I just have to take him out. But I think, yeah, I might have the kill here. Oh, okay, that was pretty clutch, though I don't know if I would have gone for that one. If he didn't do that, I would have the kill. This is 8 damage, 11. That would have been enough. But as it stands, I'm going to attack him and hope he doesn't have another Molten Giant plus a taunt, because that would be pretty bad for me. Even with Leroy and Arcane Golem, I don't think I'd be able to finish it. Alright, Siphon Soul. Looks like it'll buy him another turn. The 3 life gain here. I still don't want to quite play Arcane Golem here. But hopefully he's not going to gain some more life, because usually they don't gain life. That's that was kind of an anomaly. Oh, actually, I could have just taken out the Molten Giant here with my Harvest Golem. That might have been a pretty good play. Alright, so it looks like he's got a Defender here. And he's just going to attack me. Alright. Frothing Berserker. Okay, so what can we do here? Can I kill him? I think I can kill him. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we got him. Dead on board. Because I can just do that, and then hit him for 6. So, even though he did get one big taunter out, he only got one. So if he had another Molten Giant, that would have been a much tougher game to come back from. But generally, those defensive decks are not a good matchup for, or are very good matchups for the aggro decks. The Warlock control decks are really good against beating up on the other control decks in the format, but and like the mid-rangey decks, but it's really hard to beat those super aggro decks just because they get you dead before you can really do anything. Though usually when games go to like turn 7 in those kind of spots, the aggro deck is disadvantaged. You want to be killing them by like turn 4 or 5, and it's pretty reasonable to do so because they're going to deal 4 to 6 damage without dealing with your creatures in the beginning. But yeah, we'll see. So we don't have, or we want to keep all these swamp oozes basically, is what I was going to say. And I think I can throw away this Knife Juggler and be okay. Actually, no, I probably should have kept it because I did want a 2-drop. Yeah, that was a mistake. I wanted a 2-drop that wasn't the Swamp Ooze, but that was actually probably a pretty bad mistake, and it could cost me the game, to be honest. But we'll see. I also could just play a Heroic Strike on 2, but you usually want to save these things for the last. Hopefully he like coins into a Fiery War Axe and doesn't attack me. That would be probably the best situation. I can't say how likely it is. I think I actually am just going to do as I suggested. I also could have just played Armor Up here, which would have been probably a reasonable suggestion. But, because like, it depends. If he's playing a defensive deck, then Armor Up is obviously terrible here, but looks like he's playing aggro deck. I don't know, maybe, I mean, Harvest Golem goes in either deck, so it's hard to tell from that. Alright, we're going to go with a Warsong Commander here. It could be a bad play, but what I'm hoping happens is I play Frothing Berserker, and then I can attack that into that, and then I can hit him for 4 or something. Oh, okay, well, he had the same idea. Unfortunately, I can't play Frothing Berserker and Heroic Strike next turn. Alright, so he didn't want to do that. That's fine with me. This actually gives me a pretty reasonable turn. Not really. Unfortunately, it sort of looks like I can Heroic Strike and then Fiery War Axe and then get some value out of that, but I can't. But we're just going to keep chipping away at that life total of his, down to 24. And next turn I can Frothing Berserker and Fiery War Axe, so that's good. I'm a little surprised that he didn't make that attack last turn, but it looks like, oh, he's still not going to attack me? Sure. Still just going for my face, which is, I guess, a little scary, but at the same time, it's fine with me. Right. So, what kind of attacks do we want to make here? I guess, yeah, I guess we want to just kill his creatures. Just making my my Frothing Berserker 7 power is really powerful, just because that deck doesn't really run removal, as far as I remember. It does run charge creatures, so he could like drop a Bluegill Warrior or a Wolf Rider if he's got one. But short of those 2 cards, he could be in some big trouble. Alright, so he's just gonna have to throw that at my 7/2. And then he can also finish off the Warsong Commander. But that's okay. I could have played the Swamp Ooze last turn. No, I needed my mana last turn. This is exactly why I don't like running Argent Squire in this deck.
The light protects me.
It doesn't do anything in the mid game. And I think I'm actually going to go with an Arcane Golem, even though it is ramping him, just because it puts me in a commanding position, and it forces him to have to deal with my creatures. Otherwise, he's going to be dead to like an Arcanite Reaper. But we'll see what he's got here. And I still have this Ooze in hand, which is really nice. Not so much because I can beat him on card advantage, but so that I can beat him on tempo and stuff like that. So really hoping to hit his. All right, did not. His Argent Commander. Well, this guy's definitely hitting upstairs. It's just a question of where this Wolf Rider's going, and I think it has to go up here. A little bit unfortunate. I mean, I guess I suppose I could have played the Swamp Ooze and tried and hit that so I could just trade off the Divine Shield there. Probably a pretty reasonable play considering my opponent's got 6 cards in hand, but taking my opponent down to 5 is also pretty relevant because I can just kill him with an Arcanite Reaper or a Leroy Jenkins, and unless he manages to clear my board here somehow, a Fire War Axe or a Mortal Strike or even a Wolf Rider or another Arcane Golem, all those things will just win me the game here. So he's got a Gore Howl, which is interesting, but not that relevant. If he doesn't use it to just kill or just hit me for 7 here, I'm just gonna ooze it next turn, and I think it's like hard to see him attacking my creature. Okay, he is gonna attack my creature. That's really surprising, but sure, I'll take it. I mean, he's down to 2 life here, so he's dead to basically anything, and there is something. Not only is the ooze gonna destroy his Gore Howl, but it's gonna kill him. So there we go. I just managed to get the upper hand in that one. I don't really know why I did so much better in that game than I did against the other two, but maybe my opponent had a worse build. Like, Gore Howl is not normally in the Warrior mid-range deck, so maybe he was playing like a slower deck, and I think they usually play Frothing Berserker, but I don't know. Anyway, I won 3 of 5, so I guess that means that I can stop playing, but those were some pretty fun games, and I hope you guys did enjoy them, and that you all have a wonderful day. Bye.